Hi everyone, welcome back. We're here again to give you another tip of the week.
This is the Brother SA109 Binder Foot. It has a lot of uses for binding with a nice finished edge, such as dress and pant hems, placemats, potholders, etc. It will produce a bias of up to 7 millimeters, or just under 1/3 of an inch, which means you'll end up with a small width on your binding. Begin using the foot with pre-made bias tape by using the cone guides on the side of the foot. Make sure the width of the tape fits the width of the cone guide, and you'll have to push the tape through using a stiletto, pin, or other tool. I am using a 1/4 inch pre-purchased bias tape in this example. But for our demonstration today, we're going to go a little bigger and create our own bias tape while binding our project at the same time. Use the indent on the right side of the foot to be the guide for the width of the binding strip. It is just a hair less than 1 inch, which indicates the maximum size of the fabric strip you need to make the binding for your project. When you have the binding strip cut to size, cut one of the ends into a tip. And sew a stitch from the side of the strip to the point at an angle, and don't cut off the threads at the tip. Once you have switched to the binder foot on your machine, now it's time to put the strip through the foot. This thread will help you position the strip into the cone so you can pull the strip into the cone and out the other side. You can also place your index finger along the center of the strip to guide the strip into the foot. You want to thread the strip through the rounded edges along the top and bottom of the cone so that half of the fabric strip flows through the cone evenly along the top and the bottom. You will notice there is a rectangular slit left empty in between the rounded slit where your fabric strip is. That's where your project fabric will go. But it's at this point you want to check the position of the needle before you move on. This is so that it will stitch the binding where you want on your project. For example, I had to select the stitch, adjust my stitch width wider, move the needle position from the center to the right, and decrease the tension. The Brother SA109 Binder Foot is especially helpful if you're making medical masks. With this binder foot, you can just run strips of fabric through the foot to create ties. You don't have to put anything through the rectangular slit to run the fabric strip through the foot. Next, you can use a straight, zigzag, or decorative stitch. You'll need to fit what you are binding through that rectangular slit as far as you can forward under the foot toward the back. Lower your foot to hold in place. Place the needle down and slowly start sewing. Hold your project edge with the fabric strip for binding evenly and along the angle of the foot's cone so that it feeds evenly. As with any new technique you learn, it takes some practice to perfect it. So start with some scrap fabric to practice. Go slow as you sew, and know that the more you use this foot, the better you'll get at using it.
Thanks again for joining us for another tip of the week. Take care. Bye-bye.